I'll wait for a while. Maybe the ringing was too short for anyone to hear me. Maybe the doorbell doesn't work. I can't hear it from here. The doorbell must be broken, otherwise someone would surely have heard it. Nothing. It seems that the wires inside barely connect. It seems that the... Maybe if the blade were thinner. No, that won't do. The upper spikes look as sharp as the lower ones. There's no going this way. First, I must find... I'm not leaving before I find... Locked. It seems that the key I found in my... The key... No. Maybe if the blade were thinner. There are some... No. There's quite a lot of... The left leg of the statue is broken off. There's a nail stuck in the column. It wasn't at all hard to pull out. A little... I'll try to stick the nail under the doorbell so that it connects the wires. That seems to have helped. Someone's coming.
What do you want, sir? Madam Eleanor is not expecting anyone today.
I am Samuel Gordon from Black Mirror. I am here to visit Eleanor. Take me to her, please.
I'm sorry, sir, that's quite impossible.
What do you mean?
Pardon me, you said you were a Gordon?
Yes, Samuel Gordon, the son of Randall Gordon.
I'd like to trust you, but I can't. There have been some problems recently. and I've got to be very careful about who I let in. Maybe if you could prove your identity somehow, sir.
I must say I expected a warmer reception.
I'm sorry, sir, I must insist.
The servant is already standing here. I doubt that anyone else would show up.
I can't wait the whole day. I've got a lot of work to do in the garden.
There's quite a lot. I hope he's going to let me. I haven't travelled the entire day, only to be left standing in front of the gate.
Oh, is that you again, sir? Can you prove you're a Gordon? Sir, I have served Madam for over 12 years, and I am completely loyal to her.
All right, no problem. I hope you will find this to be sufficient proof of my identity. It's William Gordon's mourning card. He is one of the reasons why I have come.
Of course, sir. I apologise for the disbelief. Some hoodlums tried to rob us a short while back, hence the extra caution, you see.
I understand. May we go in now?
Follow me. I'll see you inside. Pardon me, madam.
Yes, Louis. I see we have a visitor.
This is Samuel Gordon. He has come from Castle Black Mirror.
Oh, yes. I know who he is, Louis. That's all right. Is your memory failing you? I hope you welcomed our guest warmly, Louis.
I didn't know who he was, madam, and therefore I didn't want to let him in.
Welcome to Wales, Samuel. Hopefully Louis didn't annoy you too much.
No, madam. He explained the reasons for his cautious behaviour.
We need to be extra careful these days. We were almost robbed last week. But that is probably of little interest to you. So why are you delighting me with your visit?
Can we speak in private?
I understand. Louis, can you return to your duties now?
Certainly, madam.
Thank you. I am so glad you have come, Samuel. I have not seen anyone from the family in years, and time passes so slowly here. Tell me, how long are you planning to stay with us?
Several days, I expect, but I don't know yet.
Only a few days? That's a pity. Victoria wrote about what had happened to William. I liked him very much. He was a great man. I regret not attending the funeral, but I am weak, and a long journey might affect my health further. I explained everything to Victoria in a letter. I hope she is not angry with me. Do you know whether she received my letter? I have not received a reply, and I do not know what to think about it.
But I have her reply here. I promised to deliver it.
Really? You are very kind. I am not keen on waiting in uncertainty. I will read it this evening. But surely you have not come just to deliver a letter.
Tell me, madam, when did you last see William?
That was a very long time ago. Yes, I do remember. He came to visit me 2 years ago, along with Robert. It was nice to see them again after such a long time.
How long did they stay?
Less than a month, I think. Why are you asking about it anyway?
I'm picking up certain pieces of a puzzle.
I see.
Do you remember any significant occurrence from that visit? Did William behave normally?
I do not remember him behaving in a... Or maybe, as I recall, he was enormously interested in our family tune. That surprised me. He seemed quite obsessed with it. In fact, he kept asking me about it all the time and finally convinced me to take him inside. I did not want anyone to disturb my ancestors' rest, but I eventually gave in. I don't know what he'd been after, though he did not want to answer any of my questions, even though I asked him directly. That day, he really did behave strangely.
William was inside the tomb. However, he found nothing, just as he recorded in his diary. I found William's personal diary, Eleanor. I read all the important records several times. He mentions the tomb you spoke about. Are you sure he did not tell you anything about it? Can you remember anything more from his visit?
Much time has passed since then, Samuel, but my memory still serves me well. He did not give me any idea why he'd been interested in that place so much. Nothing at all.
I understand. You most probably are aware of the curse that has harassed our family for so long. What do you think about it?
The curse of the Gordons? You would not believe such a tale, would you, being a young man of the modern age, Samuel?
The chronicles state perhaps this refers to your family tomb.
I do not think so. The tomb is old, but not older than 200 years. As far as I know, the tales about Durgam reach much farther into the past. The only thing I know of him is the memorial with his name. Even if the chronicles did not lie, his grave would have certainly fallen apart a long time ago.
William knew that Durgam's key must be somewhere at the manor. I've got to get into that tomb somehow. Madam, do you know this man?
He reminds me of someone, but I may be mistaken. Am I supposed to know him?
Oh, I believe so. It's William's protege.
James! I didn't recognize him in this older picture. I only knew him as a little boy. Oh, where could he be now?
He is in Robert's care, in the sanatorium in Ashbury.
Is he still... Poor lad. James was quite normal when he was young, but as he matured, that strange illness of his got worse. And he started to regress rapidly. That is why in the end William put him in Robert's hands. Poor boy. I'm glad you told me. At least I can pray for him.
I remember the last time I was here as well. However, I'm a little surprised that you remembered me.
Of course I remember you. I have not lived here all my life. You know, I also spent some years at the Black Mirror Castle. My memory is the only thing that still serves me well. You were very young then. I can certainly understand that you would not remember the boring visits of relatives from afar.
I would also like a word with Richard. Can you tell me where I can find him?
Richard? My husband? I do not know. We barely see one another. I will tell you why before you ask. It's that damned chemistry lab of his and all those nonsensical experiments. You see, when he was young, he was an avowed scientist but never made his breakthrough. Years ago, he stopped his experiments for a long time, and I thought it was for good. But lately, the old fool has returned to those silly experiments and would rather spend his time with a microscope and formulae rather than with me.
So you don't know where I can find him?
I'm angry with him right now. I'm not interested in the least what he is doing or where he is. I forbade him to carry out any experiments in the mansion because I am afraid something might happen. If you want to talk to him, go to the old house in the garden. Most of the time, he closets himself in there with his chemicals. Surely you will be able to find him.
May I know which room you plan to make available for me this evening?
Louis will get the east room ready for you. It is cozy and warm. You are my guest.
Thank you. Do you know that after having traveled a whole day, I almost did not make it past your main gate?
Yes, I do. Louis did not want to let you in. You must forgive him. He's only doing what he has been told.
Oh, it wasn't just Louis. The doorbell doesn't work.
Oh, well, this whole place is falling apart. Many things do not work anymore. The mansion is slowly deteriorating. Richard does not care about these things, and I cannot manage it all alone. I'm glad I at least have Louis to help me. Without him, the garden would have become desolate a long time ago. Would you please tell Louis to fix that silly doorbell?
Certainly. Eleanor, have you ever seen anything like this?
No. What is it supposed to be?
Oh, I hoped you would tell me.
I'm sorry.
According to William's diary, an object similar to this one should be somewhere here at the manor.
I really have not seen anything like it before.
Will you allow me to examine the grounds of the mansion?
Gladly. Consider yourself at home. Just tell Louis that you are my guest.
Look at these pictures. Do the images make any sense to you?
No, I'm afraid they don't. So what do the symbols mean?
I'm not sure myself, but I hope to find out. I think I'll go now. Eleanor and Victoria have been friends for many years. Her father was a piano virtuoso. He plays beautifully. Eleanor and her father... I don't... A common mirror. Nothing special. It's carved from dark mahogany. The lid hosts a chessboard with only 9 fields. The coat of arms of the Wales branch. Our family line is much older. Matthias Gordon, Eleanor's father. He was a famous piano virtuoso in his time. I am not familiar with these coats of arms. They are not ours. Perhaps they belong to relatives of Eleanor's. The wood is crackling within the flames. The whole room is comfortably warm. I won't rest before the evening. The staircase leads to the rooms in the upper floor. I'll go to my room in the evening. I can't see inside. The glass is very dirty. Perhaps no one lives in this part of the house. The water is quite clean, no algae or mud. It reminds me of our ill-fated pond. The water is quite clean. It reminds me of our ill... I don't know what species it is, but it smells lovely. There are many of them around. They probably thrive on the damp air. I've never seen leaves of such vibrancy before. It's probably a very special species. The caretaker. The caretaker. May we talk?
What do you want?
Do you know that the bell on the main gate is not working?
Yes, I'll know, but I only have one pair of hands. When I've finished with other things, I will attend to it.
Well, you really should go fix it right away. It is Eleanor's wish.
Okay, I will get this done and then I'll fix it.
I think I'll go now. I can't leave yet. I'll go back.
Sir. That path leads to the old garden. Visitors are not permitted back there.
Madam has given me permission as her guest to go wherever I please.
Oh. In that case, it's all right, sir.
The hose is fixed to the faucet with a strong wire. I'll get it off. Just turning the faucet should be enough to make the water run now. I don't need to wash anything yet. Just turning the faucet. I don't. I haven't got time to sit here. Pity though, this place is beautiful. There's no way to see inside from here. There's no way. An old water ditch. It could be quite deep. Now it's overgrown with bushes and tall grass. There's no way. It is firm and will bend only with difficulty. I'd say it has survived from the times of the old manor, just like the old grape that's bearing it. When was the last time water was running it? According to what Eleanor said, Richard should be somewhere inside this old house. It seems to be deserted. This hole must let quite a bit of water in when it rains. If Richard stays in this house, it's certainly not in the room with the hole in the roof. D and J.B. Fraser. These names don't ring a bell. Locked. It won't move a single inch. Locked. It seems that the key is in the lock on the other side. I could push the key out of the lock, but it would fall to the floor and I would never be able to reach it. It won't. It fits the door of the old house in the garden. The staircase doesn't look very stable. The lower steps are broken. I can't go up. There's no going inside this way. These boards seem newer than the other ones on the house. Someone must have mended the hole recently. Someone dropped it here. Nothing that I would be interested in. This must be it. Durgam Gordon's tomb. I've got to get inside somehow. The swamp in the rear part of the garden could be quite deep. I cannot go there. It must have been here for hundreds of years. It may be as old as the ruins of the church behind it. An old carving in the stone tablet reads, Durgam Gordon, 1523. The rest of the carving is illegible. Durgam's strange. The soil here is of different color than anywhere else in the garden. Strange. Part of the stone fence that the wall could no longer bear. It's sinking into the earth, saturated by the swamp. The same species as the other shrubs in the garden. This one doesn't blossom, though. Strange. Perhaps the dampness from the nearby swamp is affecting it. Who knows? A dead shrub. Nothing interesting. The grate is locked. It fits the door of... The house seems abandoned. Just a few sheets of paper, some cards, and 2 test tubes. I don't need anything from here. I can't see. Old advertisement papers, a page with technical literature. 2 ads are marked in red. A broken oil lamp. I can't do much with it. The bottom is completely blackened, as if someone burnt something in it. These do not look like cigarette or cigar ashes. There is nothing in it. I don't need any. Some old paper. It's completely dirty. I'm not going to dirty my hands on it. Some old paper. I'm not going. The cartridge is full of blue ink. It's empty, just ashes. It's empty. Completely rotten. I don't want to make. It's complete. I don't want. I have no use. Just soot and ashes. Where did it run? Where is it? It's not in the cabinet. I can't see anything there. The cabinet is too dark. Just dirty paper. No, they're actually newspaper clippings. I'll have a look. A young, talented chemist acquires further appreciation. For the second time this year, our promising chemist, Richard Gordon, is attracting well-deserved attention. It has now been a week since he mentioned his work would deliver many improvements to the methodology of mammal blood research. Let's wish him good luck in his work. His research will bring fresh ideas to the domain of biochemistry. Daily Times, 19. The text that follows is illegible. I didn't know we had a famous chemist in the family. I can't see anything in it. It's entirely dark and I can't see. Apparently, no fire has been started here in a long time. Tools for maintaining the fireplace. It's tightly shut. It is closed by a hexagonal latch. It is. They are no use to me. They are no use. A wrench for tightening hexagonal nuts. A cigarette lighter. It appears to be missing a wick. The cartridge is full of blue ink. It's missing a wick. Other than that, it might work. An old candle with a firm wick. I managed to cut it out from the candle. It should be usable now. Now it worked. It's entirely... Now it works as it should. There is a latch. The back of the cabinet can be pushed off. Where could it lead?
Damn! Who the blazes are you?
I am Samuel Gordon.
You scared me half to death. What do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know somebody would be here.
How did you get in?
Behind an old cabinet, I discovered a passage to a small staircase leading downward. I descended into the darkness and felt a doorknob on the landing. And when I opened the door,
Why did you sneak in so quietly, like a thief?
I was about to say something, but you instantly spotted me.
I'm glad you aren't lying, at least. The sample in that flask was the last I had of that substance.
I'm sorry to have caused you trouble. It was not intentional.
Your apology will not help me now. I urgently need that substance for an experiment I'm planning to carry out this evening.
How can I help you then?
Would you want to?
I'll try.
Great! The flask contained an EX52 oxidant. It's neither uncommon nor expensive, but it was my last bit, and I'm not getting any until a new package arrives next week.
Next week?
Well, this place is just too far away from about everything. You cannot even get a stain cleaner in the surrounding villages.
So where am I supposed to get a hold of this oxidant?
I'd tell you if I knew. You could try Leechdale, but you would have to be back by dusk. You should be able to be here on time if you hurry. There's a drugstore in the square. That's where you want to go.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
It's a boron oxidant, EX52. Write it down. Make sure of the color, a vigorously saturated blue. You can't possibly confuse it with anything else.
I understand.
And now, please excuse me. I have a lot of work to do.
Boron oxidant. Oh, great. A technical drawing of the machine in the middle of the room, I'd say. There are many indecipherable formulas and remarks under the drawing. I'll take one. It's empty. Now it worked. The cart. Various scientific volumes, physics, astrophysics. Nothing I'd be interested in. The chains reach the ceiling of the tower. At least a little sunlight is getting in through that hole in the ceiling. It's the same color as the contents of those big containers behind me. According to the color, it's probably acid. I've never seen anything quite like it before. The whole thing is probably Richard's invention. It probably has got to do with electricity, judging by the cables on the floor. This is what is left of the oxidant that I must get somehow. The label reads, Oxidant EX52. think he may not have even seen the light of day for a few weeks. I think he may... First, I've got to get hold of that Occident. First. It's sure to be full of various chemicals. I'm not opening it. I didn't put anything there. It's sure to be full of various chemicals. I'm not open. This is what is left of the Occident. The label? I can't see it. A kettle. The wood is dry. First, I need some paper. A dirty newspaper. It lit up. The stove is already on fire. The stove is... I'm not going to put an empty kettle there. May we talk?
What do you want?
Louis, I'd like to have a look in the family tomb in the back garden.
There is nothing to be seen there, sir.
I'll decide that for myself. Can you open it for me?
No, sir, I can't. Madam has explicitly forbidden it. I can't let anyone in.
Surely, nothing bad will happen if you let me in. Lend me your key, and I'll bring it back in a minute. No one will find out. It will stay just between us.
Madam would certainly fire me if I broke her explicit order. I can't do anything.
Obviously, Louis won't open the grate. Oh well, at least I know who has the key. So what is with the doorbell?
It's broken. What did you expect? It shouldn't take me long to fix it. I'll just need to find out what the problem is.
All right. I think I'll go now. He's fixing the... I have nothing. I can't mess with the toolbox while he's around. He would notice. I can't mess... He would know. I'll leave... Just turning the faucet should be enough to make... I don't...
Oh, Samuel. Do you like it here? Did you have a look around the garden?
Yes, this place is very beautiful.
That reminds me. Is Louis still working in the garden?
Yes, he's fixing the doorbell at the main gate.
Can you please ask him to leave that for later and mow the lawn?
Of course. I'll tell him.
You are so kind.
Pardon me, madam. I need to talk to you.
Yes. Go ahead.
May I ask what that composition is that you are playing?
It is from a distant memory. I love this song. It has so much melancholy in it. If you are interested, I could play some more for you in the evening.
That would be delightful. I had a look at your family tomb at the end of the garden. It looks quite well preserved, unlike the ruins on the hill.
Yes, but its base is slowly sinking into the swamp. I have no idea what to do about it. The swamp is spreading more and more. In a few years, I may even see it from my window, and all those annoying insects will be flying everywhere.
Do I understand correctly that you do not wish that anyone enter the tomb? I would like to ask you to make an exception and let me in.
I'm sorry, Samuel. I really don't want anyone stepping inside. The dead deserve a dignified rest.
I understand. I won't insist. I conveyed your message to Louis. He'll fix the doorbell by the evening.
Thank you.
I think I'll go now. May we talk?
What do you want?
Louis, Eleanor asked that I tell you to mow the lawn.
I know my duties, sir. I have no time for that at the moment.
Okay. I think I'll go now. May I bother?
You are not bothering me, Sam. I like talking to you.
I told Louis he should trim the lawn, but he insisted on fixing the doorbell first.
Oh, did he? He's hard-working and reliable, but sometimes it is difficult to get him to leave work that he has begun. Tell him that I wish him to mow the lawn right away, especially around the house. I don't want to be disturbed by that horrible sound in the evening when I'm playing.
Sure. I think I'll go now.